Happy Monday! What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to Monday Message. I am Dharma Shakti. It is great to be here with you. Another wonderful week to begin again and recommit to all those things that we value and all those things that we align with and all those things that are important to us. I have a great quote here today that I hope will help you work in that direction. Another quote by Earl Nightingale. I'm just a little bit on a Earl Nightingale binge right now. If you don't know Earl Nightingale, he is super old school. I just YouTube him and find some of his stuff pretty good. Anyways, he says, success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal or ideal. I know a lot of us get really hung up on our worth or lack thereof because of this word success, right? We have this definition of what success should look like, what it should feel like, what the symptoms of success should be, and I think that we all got it wrong. We've been conditioned to just adopt other people's idea of success, and I think that success is unique to us as our noses. Right? We all have a nose that is made up of the same stuff. 2 nostrils, there's some flesh over it, there's some nose hairs. We all have that stuff. But yet our noses are all unique to each and every one of us. And so I believe that success is the same. But I love how Earl Nightingale has really, I think, got to the essence of how we could identify success. It's the progressive realization of a worthy goal or ideal. So what this means is you have a worthy goal or a worthy ideal that you're working towards. Let's say your goal is to be a mom and raise your children in a really loving home full of lots of creative things to do. Maybe that is your worthy goal or your ideal of like what a mom and a home should be. If you are having progressive realization, meaning you're realizing, you're actualizing it, you're stepping out and doing it, it's through the act of doing and applying that we have realization. So success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal or ideal. Basically, what Earl Nightingale is saying here is if you have a goal or an ideal and you are working towards it, actively working towards it day by day, week by week, month by month, you're doing things, you're keeping it on the radar, and you're lining things up in a way where you are working towards that goal, that is success. It's the progressive realization. Progressive, meaning it's in progress. It's not an end destination. It's in progress. So for those of you out there who are working your butts off, and you're just like, why do I have to work so hard to get to where I want to go? But this one little hair sticking out is bothering me. If you're working your butts off and you are just feeling like you're going nowhere, right? And I used to be that person. I just felt like I'm in a hamster wheel and this is torture. Like I'm doing so much, and like, to what end? Where? Why? For how long? And when I could shift my mindset of like, success isn't an end place that we end up at. Now I have a certain amount of money in my account and I am successful, or I have a certain amount of Instagram followers and now I'm successful, or I have, whatever. I have the most amount of people in my yoga classes and now I'm successful. These can be parts and parcels of your journey to success if that is your standard. But I would love for you to just like have a deeper meaning to the standard of success. It is the progressive realization of a worthy goal or ideal. Progressive, meaning it's in progress. You are working towards it. So for my newbies and novices out there, and for my beginning entrepreneurs and first-time moms and college students and people who just feel like they've been working so hard for what? You need to have that North Star that you're working towards. And if you have been working your butt off so hard and for what, maybe you lost sight of that North Star. That is right? The worthy goal or ideal. There's got to be that North Star that is guiding your action, guiding your enthusiasm, guiding your motivation, guiding your discipline, guiding your consistency. You got to have that North Star. If you don't have a North Star, you're going to feel like you're on that hamster wheel. If you are like, I have a North Star and I'm feeling like I'm on the hamster wheel, you need to check in. Check in with the progression, right, of that worthy realization. Maybe you need some more help. Maybe your why has changed. Maybe there's a reason why you're disconnected from that worthy goal or ideal. There could be tons of reasons why you've disconnected from it, lost sight of it, or just got so involved in the minutia of the progression that you forgot to be connected, a heart-centered connection to that worthy goal or ideal. Like maybe it looks impossible for you, and so therefore you're disconnected. Even though that ideal is there, there's a belief that it's impossible, and so there's a belief that it's impossible, and then it creates the disconnect. So I guess what I really just want to unpack for you is, if you're working towards something, if you are working towards a goal, whether it's a 6-month goal or a 10-year plan, if you're working towards it, if you are in progress towards it, I want you to high five yourself, because you, my friend, are successful, according to Earl Nightingale. And I firmly believe this too. I believe that we need to stop putting all of our success, like success hinges on the outcome. Success hinges on the outcome of the thing. When I think that success is just doing the dang thing, can we just work towards it? So if you're working towards that worthy goal or an ideal, whether you're in the beginning phases and you're just like writing down ideas, or if you have a worthy goal or not, if you don't have a goal, is contemplating what your worthy goal or ideal would be is a success, because that's part of the process, part of the progress. Is to just first check in, what is my worthy goal or ideal? For some of us, they're very clear, like I have a worthy goal of, I would love to buy a piece of land where we could have a really amazing retreat center, ashram type experience for all of us city dwellers that don't get out of the city enough. And this is my goal. This is my worthy goal that I'm working towards. And it may not happen tomorrow. It may not happen in 10 years, but just know that all the work that I'm doing is always pointing in that direction, right? Beyond that goal is a more broad goal. And that broad goal is to just get as many people on the planet that I come in contact with to do yoga. That's another goal or an ideal. The ideal behind that is that, if we just if more of us had yoga in our lives, I think so much of this world would change, because we change, and when we change, the world changes. And I know the ability that yoga has to change our lives. So I have this ideal, like, can I just get as many people as possible to do yoga? I don't care what style, what teacher, where they go, or I don't care if it's beer yoga, goat yoga. My ideal is to get as many people interested in yoga as I possibly can. And so I have this broad goal, and then I have this very tangible, specific goal, right? So it doesn't matter whether your goal is broad or your goal is very specific and very defined. The idea of success is when we work towards that thing. That's what Earl Nightingale is saying here, is that we're working towards it, that we're making progress, right? Success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal or ideal. So I want you to just take some time today and ask yourself, what am I going to do this week to move towards that North Star, towards that worthy goal or ideal? What am I going to do to move towards it? Am I taking active steps? Am I being proactive in my life? Do I have a plan around this thing? Because if you don't have a plan around it and it's just a lofty idea, that's not a progressive realization, right? Like, we use this word self-realized. A realization it's when it's actualized, like you see it with your eyes, right? So progressive realization, self-realized, you with all your senses and all your awareness, you realize the true self, meaning it's manifested, it's showing itself, right? So success is the progressive realization. So if we're just having these lofty ideas of what we want in our life, it's still just a lofty idea, right? So success, this is the important part. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal or ideal. Success is not having an idea. Success is not daydreaming about your worthy goal or idea. Success is not about talking with your friends about your worthy goal and idea. Success is the progressive realization. It's when you have the idea and then you write it down. You have the idea, then you talk to your friends, you get feedback, and you adjust your ideas, or you don't, right? It's when you are actively showing up to realizing or actualizing or manifesting this worthy goal or ideal. So I just wanted to drop this one for you all because I know there's a lot of us who feel like we are working ourselves to the bone, and for what? And so I just want you to readjust your radar a bit and remind yourself, what am I working towards? Because when we feel like we're working towards something, A, we feel successful, and B, it doesn't feel like it's for nothing because there's something there, right? And nobody likes to feel like they're just working for nothing. You're just working to pay your bills, and day in, day out is the same. And then for what? Nobody wants that life. Nobody likes that life, and nobody deserves that life. So I really want you to take time and ask yourself, do I have a North Star? Am I working towards it? What have I done in the last week or month or 3 months to move towards that thing? And if I'm working my butt off, is it towards a worthy goal or ideal? Then I need to change my language around I'm working my butt off for nothing to I am successful because I'm working towards something. I am successful because I am working towards something. Let's stop waiting to feel successful until our bank account hits a certain number. Let's stop waiting to feel successful until our Instagram account hits a certain number. If you are working and progressing towards a worthy goal or ideal, please high five yourself for being successful. Let's rethink this idea and this construct of what successful means and give ourselves a whole lot more credit for the things that we do and achieve in our lives. I'm not saying that we get to go be all grandiose with how successful we are out into the world. I'm successful because I'm working towards it. This is more of an inner knowing that we have for ourselves of, I'm a successful person because I'm working towards something. Because often we feel like a failure because we're not there yet. And I want you to not feel that way because no one achieves success feeling like a failure, right? You won't get there. You may fail and you may be aware of your failures, but you can't subscribe to this belief of self that you are a failure because you haven't achieved success. You're not a failure. You're working your butt off towards a worthy goal or an ideal, and that, my friend, is a success. So count yourself successful today. High five yourself. Believe in yourself and know that you're not failing if you are, having a progressive realization of your worthy goal or ideal. Keep going. Don't give up before the magic happens. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video today. Please drop me a like down below if you're watching this on YouTube. If you got this in your newsletter, please, you're welcome to email me back and let me know your thoughts on the quote for today. Or if you happen to look up Earl Nightingale and you love him or you don't like him, I'm just interested in your thoughts. So connect with me. I'm here. I'd love to interact with you all. I hope that you have an amazing, fantastic week. Remember that I believe in you and I love you and I know you got this. Go out into that world and keep your head held high and keep that heart open wide and live that life